a little challenge you're actually going to have on the 19th of February 2020. It's most certainly going to provide you with an absolutely remarkable starting point. I say absolutely remarkable starting point, my gorgeous Aquamarini, because this is also at the same time going to be connected directly to the certain contemplation. So of course you are going to be wondering about which direction to go, but it doesn't really matter after this moment in time. It doesn't really matter after this point, my really gorgeous Aquamarini, because it is the burden that was slowing you down, you know, lately in particular. The certain burden is slowly going to come to an end, but before that happens, there is going to be a rather challenging situation that you're going to be part of. I really like the fact that you're going to be in the part of this challenging situation, because most certainly it's going to be different. It's going to be very sharp. It's going to be very powerful, and it's going to be a very crystal clear moment in time. I'm not only talking about the 19th of February, but I'm also talking about the actual February as a whole. Very, very powerful moment in time when it comes to you. It's not a 1 day, it's not a 2 days, it's not a 3 days, but this is the whole month. It's going to be such an amazing and absolutely mind-blowing, very significant, powerful, rather unique eye-opener you will have. But this is so good because you will be able to harvest things through this particular energy. In particular, when I talk about the 19th of February, there is something quite magical going to take place. There's something quite magical going to happen, and I'm so excited for you, because I repeat, this is to do with the stage, but the long stage in your life that actually affected you to such a point where it kind of messed up your way of thinking. When your way of thinking was messed up, it means that it loses a balance a little bit. When that happens, when that happens, then there are certain things that you perceive in a slightly different way, completely differently to what you would normally perceive them. This is nothing unusual, it's nothing bizarre, it's nothing strange, it's nothing weird. This is all part of the very important and rather significant process. It has to be like this until you go over and until you realize what have you done and which maybe decision wasn't the right decision for you. It doesn't matter really at this moment in time. It doesn't really matter at this stage, to be quite honest with you, because karmically, listen to me very carefully, my gorgeous Aquamarinis, karmically, things are about to get sorted. Karmically, things are about to change. Karmically, things are going to have a completely different stage and a completely new beginning. And this is exactly what you were waiting for. The 19th of February is going to bring a rather burden, the burden that you will be faced with. But at this moment in time, you will be able to use this powerful energy. You will be able to sense this powerful energy, because at the same time, you know, this is your time. The vibration is extremely powerful, which is going to, on another hand, going to provide you with an opportunity to harvest this energy. This energy is going to be rather mind-blowing, and it's going to make you very, very wise. I'm not saying that you're not wise normally, but these are like an absolutely remarkable, very deep and very significant and powerful levels of subconsciousness that you're going to reach. This is exactly what it needed to happen in order for you to move on, but also in order for you to gather this strength, to gather this power, to gather this energy. It's all in order to see things for what they are, and most certainly to come to terms with the certain issues and problems with a completely different energy, through a completely different dimension, looking at your situation with a completely different eyes. This in itself is going to start a really incredible starting point indeed, and most certainly it is going to invoke a clear focus, which is on another hand going to provide you with a perspective, with a clear perspective that you wouldn't normally have. The 19th of February, it's absolutely brilliant, because the bottom line line is the problem, an ongoing problem. It's going to come to an end. This kind of took so much energy from you without you even realizing. But this took so much energy from you that you kind of did not you were not able to use your power in a sense of your own energy to the best of your abilities. For example, you would notice rather quickly and rather soon that you would lose the energy, that you would lose your vavumish, optimistic way of thinking. But in particular when it comes to your own energy, in particular when it comes to your own strength, in particular when it comes to your own longevity, when it comes to the actual being productive. So you see, you were affected in this particular way because this karmically was a very strong stage that you were actually going through, and it is drainage of energy or leakage of energy that was caused just with the way of thinking, just with the way of focusing, just with the way of reflecting on this particular situation, because it's draining your energy without you even noticing. So this is just a part of the a really massive and rather complex picture, which is on another hand going to, as I say, going to bring the burden, the problem, the negativity to the end. But this is not, just burden. This is way more than burden. This is a big complex that affected you. Within the last few years, you were affected a lot by this. So now it's very difficult to explain how exactly you're going to feel, but it's going to be quite wonderful. It's going to bring you a burst of energy. It's going to bring you the burst of confidence. It's going to bring you the burst of self-esteem. On and all, this is going to be probably one of the most powerful months that you had in a long time. The 19th of February is just going to be the beginning stage of this change, which is literally going to bring so much light, so much illumination into your life that you are going to be able to get hold of things that you didn't see in a really long time, the things that were around you but in the darkness, and the darkness occurred, the darkness happened, the darkness manifested because most certainly you had to go over certain things, a couple of things that maybe you took the wrong turn, within the last couple of years, but that doesn't matter. You had to do it, it need to be done, and it was just a part of your spiritual journey. So now that is just going to have a really nice flip-flop moment, which is absolutely brilliant. And it's going to come to an end, and it's just as I said, I know I said millions of times, it's not about the burden, it's about the next stage of your life, it's about the next level of your life, it's about a new direction, it's about a new beginning, it's about a brand new awakening that you're going to be affected by. It's absolutely mind-blowing moment in time as well. It's very important for you on this day, on the 19th of February and onwards, to keep on watching for the actual basically the 19th of February. It's very important to keep on watching for any kind of feeling of optimism, or anything that is kind of making you feel really excited, or anything that is making your vibration much more powerful. I say this because it's important for you to understand that your subconscious mind is just going to reach an absolutely ridiculous level, very, very powerful, which is on another hand going to provide you with opportunities and with realizations that you wouldn't normally have. So therefore, just pay attention to what you feel connected to from the 19th of February onwards, what you want to kind of explore, what would you like to be a part of. Don't kind of to go over these things and to kind of go with this vibration and energy to its fullest. It's important not to ignore your inner voice. Do not ignore your inner voice, because your inner voice is also going to be ridiculously powerful, very strong and very significant, and most certainly it is going to change your life. This day is also going to bring to an end a conclusion. This burden is just going to come through an end in the form of a conclusion, and it's going to seem so good. It's going to seem so brilliant, and it's immediately going to release you. Immediately, this is going to bring you a wonderful energy, which is going to rejuvenate you at the same time. It's going to bring you beautiful, victorious feeling, a beautiful negotiation. It's also going to take place, but most certainly it is the inspiration that is just going to be so refreshing. Inspiration you will feel in a different way. This inspiration is something that you needed, and it's just going to rejuvenate you, just so so beautifully. I'm so happy for you because this is all connected to that challenging situation, and you're going to come to terms with a certain problem. You're going to come to terms with a certain issue, and you're just going to look at it from a slightly different angle. And also the conversation with somebody very important in your life, it's going to bring you the very important and very significant synchronicity. This particular synchronicity was something that was pretty much needed in your life. It was something that you wanted in your life, and it was something that needs to be sorted. It's to do with a certain person, again, whom you lost kind of like some kind of like a relationship with, or maybe you just kind of ended up with having a negative karmic impact or negative karmic influence you had on each other. But it shouldn't really happen like this. It shouldn't really happen that way, because sometimes we just have to accept people that they're different. People are different. People are weird. People are strange. People are bizarre. And you know, everybody's different. Everybody's allowed to be different. And some people are like a little bit naughty. Some people are a little bit like a rude. Some people are a little bit strange. Some people are a little bit mad like me. No. Some people are just a little bit different, you know. But this is the beauty of life. The life comes into many. The life comes with the palettes of these beautiful and absolutely mind-blowing, outstanding colors. There are beautiful colors everywhere. This is what we are. We as a humanity, we are a beautiful, gorgeous picture, like a beautiful, gorgeous picture, and we are all different. You know, we are all shining, you know, in a slightly different way. And this is because we have been placed on this earth to act in a different way, to act in a certain way, and to be ourselves. So therefore, we're all very much so similar. We are all like one person, really. But then on another hand, we are just all so different at the same time. And it's always very important to remember this. And especially when we come to terms with a certain conflict, with a certain negativity, with a certain people and things like that, this is important to remember. The 19th of February, it's an absolutely mind-blowing moment in time that you are going to have. And this is also going to be an idea. This is also going to be an idea that it's very much so very soon, by the end of this month, it's going to become an absolutely sacred vision, an important idea. It's at the same time, it's going to take place on this particular day. The reason why so much is going to happen on this particular day, it's most certainly because you are entering a rather sacred stage when it comes to a completely different dimension. But karmically, you are reaching a mind-blowing completion, and that in itself, it's also going to be opening a new door for you. But this is going to happen at the time when you are starting and going through your own transformation, my gorgeous aquamarinis. So that's why at the same time, it's very important that on the 19th and onwards, just try to smudge your home as much as you can. Try to be at least once, you know, just try to smudge your home. Go into every single room with a dry sage and just burn it everywhere. Maybe do little mantra, do little chanting, call your angels, your spirit guides, or you don't have to, you know, it's all up to you. It's important at the same time to protect yourself, you know, throughout this month, because you're spiritually going to be rather open, and that in itself is going to enhance your third psychic eye. On one hand, it's going to be brilliant. You're going to be able to pick up on all sorts of things, like try to remember your dreams, what I said before. Try to pay attention to what's the very first thing on your mind throughout this month, from the first until the very end. But that in itself makes you vulnerable, slightly more vulnerable to the actual spirits around you, to the different dimensions that you are actually going to come across. So it's very important, that's why just like to protect yourself in a certain way. Very significant moment in time, and most certainly it's a victorious feeling that you are going to have. But don't forget about that important negotiation, which is also going to take place. And also don't forget about the idea. It's going to just become like a little seed that you are going to plant at the same time. On one hand, it's going to confirm something really absolutely vavavumish and very important to you. But on another hand, it's going to provide you a room to grow. You will know where to shine a light, and you will know exactly what the kind of needs a little bit of spiritual water of yours, my gorgeous aquamarinis. And the third thing is just all about this absolutely vavavumish, mind-blowing idea that you're going to have, and that is going to take place at the end of February, right at the end of February, with the peak of your power, with the peak of your subconscious mind, with the peak of your energy, with the peak of your magic. You know, this is just going to bring bring an absolutely victorious and perfect and beautiful moment in time, because this is also going to mark the return of the old year. Very strong vision is just going to become an absolutely integral part of your life, because this is going to lead towards an opportunity, financial opportunity, realization, confirmation of your lifetime. This is going to help you to reach the peak of your radiance, and you're going to make a decision, and that decision is going to take place in November 2020. November in 2020, it's going to be absolutely huge, and it's going to be really massive, and it's going to be directly connected to this particular stage. Just remember, my gorgeous aquamarines, be as open-minded as you possibly can, because every single thought that you have, it will travel a long way indeed. Okay, my gorgeous people, my name is Sasha Bonasin, and I'm a psychic medium. Sorry, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous aquamarini, and it's for February 2020. So it's for you, my gorgeous aquamarinis, and it's for February 2020. My lord, my gosh, my god, you know what, I just feel such a strong vibrancy. This is going to be absolutely remarkable. This is going to mark the beginning of the actual old year, but it's very difficult to explain this, because until you reach this particular waters, and until you reach this particular dimension, you are getting closer, you're getting closer, you're getting closer. My gorgeous aquamarine, as we speak, you're already entering a rather sacred stage and sacred areas of your life. This is going to be so good, because your number here, it's actually number 10. Number 10 is an important number, because all the things are going to get together, all the things are going to come together, but it's about the bravery, it's about the self-esteem, it's about the confidence, it's about having a control over a situation, but also doing the right things at the right time with a refreshing and absolutely mind-blowing Vavavumish energy, which is going to be an absolutely super radiant throughout this month. This is something that you use like to the best of your abilities. My gorgeous aquamarine is number 10 at this moment in time. It's a very important and very powerful number, and it's at the same time marking as well the beginning of an awakening, a very powerful spiritual awakening. It's giving you a little advicey at the same time, my gorgeous aquamarine. And what is the advice? Don't mess it up. Sorry, don't mess it up. As I will tell you, Sashita will tell you, the advisita. No, I'm just telling you, don't mess it up. This is how you do it. You don't wait for the 19th, of February or whatever. You just wait from the moment of, from the first time you enter the February, because as I said, this vibration already started. It's very powerful and it's very strong, and you use it to the best of your ability. I told you it's here. It's all here. It's in your power. It's in your head. Okay, so think positive. Do not bring yourself down throughout this particular month. You just have to think positive from the beginning of the actual February all the way until the end. Every day think positive. Every day be optimistic. Every day be ambitious. Every day be open-minded. Every day be ready to give that little bit extra. Even if you're really tired, if you're really knackered, just go for it. It is the sacred energy that you are about to harvest. You will be harvesting a sacred energy. Aquamarines, you can't go wrong as long as you think optimistic, as long as you are open-minded, as long as you are excited, as long as you throw yourself at every single sort of situation and just test your own endurance. This is also an important time to test your own endurance. Remember to stay committed to the task at hand indeed, but also remember that you will be very lucky when it comes to the actual money, when it comes to the finances, when it comes to the career, and the career progress is going to rub off this beautiful energy at the same time. This is going to create a remarkable stage in your life. So all you need to do, just stay optimistic, because the power of your mind is going to be very strong, and in order to harvest this absolutely mind-blowing energy, just stay optimistic and be positive, and this is just going to keep keep you going. It's going to help you to keep you going, keep you going, keep you going on the wings of love. And at the same time, it's going to make your wings even more enhanced, even more powerful. So therefore, you will be able to fly so much further above, and you will be able to get your situation from all sorts of angles that you wouldn't normally have. This is important time because this is all going to lead towards your own success, my gorgeous Aquamarinis. This is absolutely brilliant, and I'm so happy for you. Number 10 also means that you are entering an important stage when it comes to your security, when it comes to your power, when it comes to your finances, when it comes to that part of your life. This is very strong, and it's going to become very solid. And that in itself, it's also going to make you realize, my Lord, you know, there is a certain reward that you are going to get out of this month. By the end of this month, there is an important reward that you are going to get and have at the same time. And this is to do with your hard work, my gorgeous Aquamarinis, indeed. You know, it's about the success that you will have. It's about the material attainment, and also you are going to find yourself in a nice and beautiful and rather lovely and advantage way. You're very powerful. You're very beautiful in many different ways, but also you're going to have an important emotional reward. You know, this is so important because you took something on. You dealt with a certain situation in a particular ways, and that was very hard because certain things change around people in your life. Around people in your life, I'm talking about like really immediate people, like really like your immediate family members, you know, and things like that. So that was a very difficult and very complex situations that Aquamarinis, you my babies, you had to go through, but you also kind of took a lot on you at the same time. Beautiful responsibilities now. So this is also part of this complex situation that is going to provide you with an absolutely mind-blowing outcome, and it's going to give you really nice a reward as well. So this reward that you're going to get, it's coming through your own emotional choice, emotional impact, emotional realization, vibration, through your own reflections for the things that from the things that you have done. But at the same time, it's to do with like a you know, it's to do with the sex appeal. I was going to say success and sex appeal, of course, but it's success. It's to do with the sex appeal, of course. No, it's to do with success. I was going to say this is because yes, your sex appeal is strong. You see, it just came out. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? No, but yeah. Anyway, so it's basically it's just so good to do to say this because this is going to, believe me or not, affect your well-being, and that in itself is just going to be very good for your health as well. So healing energy is going to come through. If you were suffering from long ailments that you didn't see improvements, you shall see improvements this month, and this is going to be brilliant. And on another hand, just remember, it's the difficulty that the difficult stage now becoming stable stage, you see. And it's also basically, it's to do with the wishes. You know, you will be able, and you will know immediately that you're going to be able to do a couple of things and focus on things that you wanted to do in a while, because it's all about your victory. This is a highly powerful time when it comes to your victory, and it's absolutely brilliant. You know, you will have a sacred knowledge, and self-illumination is going to be very powerful and strong. And also one day you're going to have a bit of a baby hermit moment, and this is really good. Baby hermit moment is the moment when you're gonna have a very strong and powerful illumination within you, and that is just gonna like kind of like reflect on you in a beautiful balance where you're gonna get like a self-esteem and confidence to deal with a certain issue, and that in itself is going to wake something up in you. And this one day of little baby hermit moment that you are going to have, moment is baby hermit moment is a powerful moment when you are connected to your subconscious mind, and you're getting all sorts of messages from the spirit guides and from your guardian angels, because you are able to stretch your mind that much further. You're able to feel all the sorts of all different dimensions that we are normally part of. Now you're going to have a sacred moment in time when you will be able to kind of get the best benefits from it, indeed. And it is going to be revealed to you what needs to go. Just remember, my gorgeous Aquamarinis, it's going to be revealed to you what needs to go, okay? What needs the actual a little action from you, what needs like a little edit from you, you know, something that you were in self-denial, but now you will know that this highly powerful moment in time of your illumination, it's actually going to give you a green light. Just go for it, go for it, go for it. important. My lord, Aquamarines, this is crazy for you. Now when it comes to the actual health, you see, please, it's water, 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 water. Please try to drink as much as water as you can. Try to drink like as much as water as you can without any like juices or anything like that, just a pure water. It will be very important for you to kind of keep on sipping throughout this month. Another thing I was going to say, make sure that you are taking protein. Make sure that you are taking a nice natural amount of protein throughout this month. Very important for your balance. So like basically certain things are like quite nice and lovely, really rich and high in protein, like for example like organic free range eggs, you know. Organic free range eggs are really nice and lovely, and they're quite high in protein and there's certain amino acids as well. It's just so important for you, and also like a source of protein, for example. But also like what else I was going to say, what else you're gonna need to actually take is just something like for your digestive system. It's still sensitive, but at the same time for a little bit of stress levels that you will go through, but these are going to be good stress levels anyway. But it's advisable to kind of go for like a B vitamins, like a natural form of B vitamin, natural source of B vitamins, and then at the same time this is going to help you with your own digestion, because digestion is again going to be a little bit sensitive, but that's just fine, because by the end of by the time we come to the end of this month, you know, there should be a nice little improvement when it comes to that. But most certainly B vitamins your digestive system is going to benefit from, and also it's going to be good to feed your stress levels at the same time. What else I was going to say, it's quite important just to remember to take also something like a vitamin D, natural form of vitamin D. If you can get a lot of sun from the, if you can get lots of sun outside, then that's brilliant. But if you can't, then just make sure that you eat food high in vitamin D. And if you can't, if you can't eat food high in vitamin D, then you can get a supplement, natural supplement without any horrible ingredients and things like that. Another thing that I was going to say to you that it's going to be quite important. I know I said it millions of times, like 10 millions of times. What I'm going to say? Organic acerola cherry powder, bam bam bam. Organic, bam bam bam. Organic acerola cherry powder is just like really important, because you know I said it millions of times and I'm gonna say it again, because your vitamin C levels are going to need a bit of enrichment. They're going to need a bit of a Valvumish energy, and my favorite source of vitamin C is organic acerola cherry powder, which is a natural form of vitamin C. You take 1 teaspoon in the morning with a little bit of water or in a juice, smoothie or whatever, and drinking the very first thing in the morning, and this should really replenish your vitamin C levels, and it's going to help you with cold and flu. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, then you just need to check with your doctor, you just need to check with your GP, because only your doctor or GP can actually tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. Okay, so now the very first date that I'm going to talk about to you, it's going to be the 3rd of February. The 3rd of February, it's an important day. I need you to like kind of protect yourself a little bit, like get something like a black obsidian. Black obsidian is very beautiful, and it's just going to protect your energy. It's going to help you with your own grounding, my gorgeous Aquamarinis, but at the same time, it's going to protect you against negative people and against negative energy, and there are going to be some strong ones to kind of deal with. You're not going to need to do anything as such, but because this is an important time when it comes to your issues and unfoldment, you know, you are going to come to terms with certain problems and situations that are going to arise. You are going to be surrounded by these people, but this person on the 3rd of February in particular, you see, that's why I need you to wear something like a black obsidian to protect yourself and also to keep you grounded at the same time. This comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain and the link to buy this is in the description below. And by buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. But the 3rd of February is going to bring you a little bit of a naughty person. But this is not something that you're going to be completely surprised about. It is just going to be kind of realization. It is going to be confirmation about some kind of naughty, snaky in a grassy. I don't like that person at all. But it's just basically a little bit of a caution, and just make sure that on this day, on the 3rd of February, and that's the only day that I'm going to ask you, don't plan anything, don't open up too much about yourself to people who you don't know, don't start like some kind of negotiations on this particular day, don't invest in this particular day, don't trust like people who you shouldn't trust. You know, I know you're clever, you're smart, you're intelligent, you're very much so like a very vibrant when it comes to your own enthusiasm, when it comes to your own psychic feelings and intuition, and you're very good following it. But I just need you to be a little bit careful here. On another hand, the 3rd of February, it's going to bring beautiful change when it comes to home, beautiful happiness, beautiful contentment. But at the same time, it's to do with a certain self-esteem when it comes to the certain honor, reputation, and the support for a really important stage that is going to start taking place. You're going to get support from the right people, immediate people in your family, and this is going to mean to you so much indeed. That in itself is going to require from you to go towards the certain direction, towards the certain road, and it's going to require from you to learn more or do a study a little bit more on a certain subject before you take it on. It's important because you will do something absolutely mind-blowing here, and decision that you will make by the end of the day is going to be very good for you, very important, and it's going to show the certain courage at the same time, and that is only coming from reaching a very high level of your own spirituality, which is coming from your own spiritual journey. So there is a very important mature decision you're going to make. I say mature when it comes to the wiseness and energy and the deepest levels of subconsciousness that you were before a little bit uncertain, but now this is just going to become pretty much obvious just to go for it. The second important date, it's going to be the 14th of February. The 14th of February, it's going to be my best friend's birthday. Happy birthday, Eva. Love you. The 14th, happy birthday to every single one of you, by the way. I love you so much. I completely get you. I completely get Aquamarinis. I love you all, and happy birthday to every single one of you as well. Mwah. My babies. Okay, but the 14th of February is going to bring you a very wise very do you know, like, I had to look, you see, I had to go for a second. Now the 14th of February is just gonna bring a very wise moment, you know, and it's going to start from the morning, and it's gonna come as in form of like a tricky situation, because you're gonna feel very re-energized, you're gonna feel very optimistic, but that is going to make you to become the part of the certain dimension. So this is gonna come with an element of surprise when you're gonna be quite busy, you're gonna be doing something kind of like something that makes you happy. Maybe you will be changing a little statue, maybe you will be, I don't know, changing flowers, you know, you will be doing something completely different, and then something is going to come to your mind, like some kind of like a mind-blowing wise moment, and that is just going to be, oh my god, it's going to feel a couple of minutes, you're going to be somewhere else. That's my babies, because you are going to be somewhere else, because the heaven is going to open its doors, and there is going to be all sorts of energies and messages that are going to come through, but it's only going to last like about a couple of minutes, you know, or so, but it's going to seem like an eternity to you. So something very important is going to be provided to you, a wise moment, wise realization, which is just going to help you to make an important decision, and that decision is going to directly help you to kind of like find out what you really want to do, what the hidden emotion is going to come to the surface like little fishy, you know, it's going to come to the surface, and it's going to require like a little feeding from you. It's like a little fishy, you know. No, it's going to come to the surface, but at the same time, just remember, you are going to have a serene knowledge. At the same time, you're going to make an important judgment, and this is going to be like a common sense really, but at the same time, it's going to start an absolutely mind-blowing penetration of energy, which is going to be connected to the learning experience, hidden emotion that is just going to take over, but it's all about your practicality, and it's just going to help you with the problem, with the stage, with an issue, with a very heavy, difficult stage of your life where you just felt a little bit too restrained. It's so important because it's going to be directly connected to prosperity, well-being, and luxury, and extreme comfort, security, and really beautiful and serene energy. Okay, and also, what else I was going to say, you know, it is about the actual certain recognition, you know, on the 14th of February. By the end of that day, the certain recognition is going to come from the right person, and I'm so happy for you because I know how much this is going to mean to you. It's about the honor, and this is going to be the moment in time when you will know, oh my Lord, you know, this is going to lead towards an ultimate change indeed, and this is all to do with the capability, good news, and just reward from the hard work, success, and admiration from others. Absolutely mind-blowing. I'm so happy for you. 29th of February, bam, bam, bam. Do you know what's going to happen on the 29th of February? You don't, but I will tell you. No, 29th of, I'm just joking, I'm like in a silly mood, yeah, this is my silly mood today, but this is because I feel this energy, this vibrant energy of Aquarius, and I can't really help it, and it's in particular how it's going to reflect on you in February. It's reflecting on me now, and it feels good, you know. 29th of February is just going to bring you like a fantastic moment in time when it comes to justice, some kind of legal issue, or maybe like some kind of like a decision that you're waiting for other people to make, but it's so important. However, it's going to feel good, it's going to feel brilliant, it's going to put a big smile on your face, and it's also going to bring you a proper balance, which means it's going to be positive and good for you. But at the same time, just remember that there is an advice that you're going to get through this particular advice is going to help you with your own self-satisfaction, and it's going to be very well-meaning, good by coming from the good intention, but most certainly it's about your creativity, and also that advice is going to help you how to combat an issue, and to do with ruin, pain, affliction, sadness, and desolation, and certain tears that were like kind of a part of your life over the last, you know, 10 months, you know, the negativities, there were a couple of them that will keep on repeating. So through your own creativity, you will able to come with this to an end. But most certainly it's all about the responsibility and creativity indeed that is actually going to play an important role here, because you will be able to relax and chill out, and most certainly it's going to mark the greatest time when it comes to your own spiritual awakening. 29th, it's also important if you can remember to write down your dreams, or it's going to be a strong connection with you, with your spirit guides, with your guardian angels, so you can just ask a little question, you know, before you go to bed, and try to remember your dreams. And most certainly if you don't remember your dreams, you know, it's also try to remember that on the 29th, remember the dreams a day before, on the 29th, and the day after. But if you don't remember your dreams, at least try to see what is the very first thing on your mind on the 29th of February in the morning, because something is going to kind of be revealed to you through you following this particular direction. I've just I don't know what accent was that, but anyway, so now my gorgeous aquamarinis, let me just see. The very first part of February is just going to be very important when it comes to you and when it comes to the certain person in your life, because it's all about going to be about the balance and synchronicity, but it's going to help you that, you see, because the certain disappointment that you had is just going to kind of like become an integral part of the beginning of this week, because it's just going to require a certain action from you, but only you can actually do this. And the way this is going to happen while you're doing something, while you're enjoying yourself, while you're kind of very having a creative moment, this is the energy that is at the same time going to bring you some kind of solution in through your own work, through your own energy, through the actual very significant path that you're starting at the moment, because that is just going to have a very strong connection with the future planning. From the beginning of February, you see, this is the time of awakening, because all this optimism is just going to bring so much Vavumish energy, which is just going to make you feel so good, and it's going to make you feel very optimistic, because you're going to start feeling very strong connection with your immediate future. No, I'm not talking about like 10 years time. I'm talking about the immediate future, which is at the same time going to provide you with such a beautiful energy of the spiritual power that you are going to have at the same time. Future planning, an important decision you will make here, you see, and it's very much so to do with the time of your life that you had the patience, you see. On another hand, there is a little taking risk, a little risk situation is going to unfold, which is going to require, which is going to make you think like you're taking a risk, but this is going to be brilliant. Okay, what else I was going to say? Inheritance, my gorgeous Aquamarinis. By the time we get to the second part of February, this is about the inheritance that you're going to hear about. And if you haven't got anybody to leave you inheritance, if you haven't got any family in there, that means that there is still going to be the certain amount of money that is going to travel to you, that you're going to hear about, and it's going to kind of like also be part of other people are also going to be part of it, for example. However, an inheritance that I'm here is seeing, and that in itself is just going to provide you with an opportunity immediately. There's something that was going on in the last 10 weeks that you couldn't kind of take on, that you couldn't go for it because it was just kind of affected in a certain way, and you felt like you were unable to kind of go towards down that road. So now this money, realization, security and power, which is going to kick in, and it's also going to provide you with a very important realization that the powerless stage of your life, it's coming to an end. Most certainly you will be able to deal with a certain difficulty issue in a different way, and it's going to create an absolutely mind-blowing Vavumish moment in time when it comes to your own liberation. This is going to be so important, because at the same time your energy is going to be absolutely reaching its peaks. Okay, and this is so good, because at the same time you're going to get this determination. Someone of an authority is going to play an important role here. The person of an authority in your life is going to come through at the right moment in time, and it's going to tell you something, and you will be so happy with the outcome. You will be so delighted with what they're going to say to you, and that is going to become a rather vibrant moment in time for you as well, because it's just about this particular confirmation that it's time to just go for it, you know, time to go for it, because immediately this is going to be followed by the certain opportunity. This is so good, because it's immediately going to put a smile on your face. This is all about the actual victory and mental clarity, but in particular with the time when you felt like a little bit of worry when it comes to certain loss. Okay, so now that is going to also make you realize about something that you wanted to do in such a long time, and you've been putting it aside. The balance is going to be absolutely right, but you will know that it's going to bring a little bit of heartbreaking situation, the certain decision that you're going to make, but it's going to be important for you to realize that it's time to move on. Maybe you were holding on to someone that you shouldn't, maybe you were waiting for someone that you shouldn't, maybe you were just kind of expecting someone from someone that you shouldn't, but now you're just emerging in a completely different way, which is just going to purify you slightly differently, and it's also going to help you to reach and breach for those stages of your life that you wouldn't normally be able to. So that is all coming through an angel healing wisdom, which is at the same time going to help you to kind of like make an important decision, make an important input, and that is immediately going to bring a certain forgiveness and healing. Just remember, as much as you forgive, if you can forgive rather than just hold a grudge, it's so important to forgive. Just remember, you're going through an absolutely remarkable stage throughout this month. Don't hold yourself down by thinking negative. Okay, this is important, because what's going to happen immediately, like a healing energy, but it's all about the overwhelming emotion that you're going to have at the same time. It's not about a realization, about a time span. You're going to get a certain time span here. It's important because it's to do with the future planning, it's to do with an enterprise, and you being very professional and sticking to yourself. Okay, The third part of February, I'm so happy. This is the time of the high vibration. I highly suggest you to get something like a tiger's eye. Very important to have a tiger's eye because there are lots of decisions that you will be making, and tiger's eye is absolutely brilliant when it comes to prosperity, when it comes to career, when it comes to finances, when there are like different things on the horizon, but also when we've got like a couple of like a naughty people to deal with. You know, this is also going to protect you because sometimes people project this negativity on us without them even realizing, let alone anything else, you know. So this is why you just protect yourself at the same time with this. This tiger's eye crystal comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. The last part of February is going to bring you the whole new inspiration, but this is coming through your own potential. That is immediately going to shine the light so beautifully and so brightly, and it's also going to make you realize, oh, thank you, Lord, you know, it's a change, swift change, you know, with a very stale progress in your life. This is security. This is about your security, power, and making all this very solid. Just trust yourself, believe in yourself. This is an important time for you to do so. The last part of February is just going to bring you a mind-blowing, ridiculously important and very powerful financial opportunity, which is also going to be the start of an absolutely remarkable process and progress in your life, because it's coming directly through your own hard work, through your own accomplishment, okay? And it's just going to go on the whole new level because it's at the same time going to provide a joy, happiness. You will be able to do something very important when it comes to your immediate environment, and also a little bit of illusion, you know, the certain stage, you know, you will want to change, and it's to do with what you do on daily basis, it's to do with what you do like on a weekly basis. You know, something is going to change here, something is slowly coming to an end, and it's going to require from you to make a necessary effort to kind of identify it first, but then again just to change things that you do on daily basis, and that is going to be the key, which is just going to bring so much through, so much into your life and make it more vibrant. It's about a certain synchronicity. This is when the certain person at the end of this month is going to be playing an important role to you, because it's return of the synchronicity with someone important in your life. Important, okay? And it's also going to help you to feel free, and this means that you will be able to feel free because maybe you were worrying about this, maybe you didn't want to maybe have a little argument or a little negativity with somebody, and things just kind of slightly drifted apart. So now this is all going to get together where it's meant to be, and the missing puzzle is also going to be able to show you the picture in a completely different light after this moment in time. And this is why I see you free, excited, happy with yourself. And most certainly it is to do with a wish. You know, you will realize, oh my God, this is so important at the end of February, an important moment, you know, that your life is going to change, you know, the whole new flow, it's going to come through. You see, I'm talking about this important spiritual flow, which is at the same time going to start changing things for you. They're going to start feeling very real, and this is because of the new perspective, you know, the strength, you know, power that you're going to have. It's bringing the whole new promise, but that in itself is going to help you out with the balance completely differently, which is going to provide you with an important moment of invocation, focus, and most certainly the opportunity that is just going to change everything. Very good, my gorgeous aquamarinis, indeed. Okay, now I'm just going to shuffle this cards, and I'm going to see what is going to happen with those of you that are in relationship. Aquarius, when the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars. I love you, my gorgeous aquamarinis. You missed my singing so much, didn't you just? Okay. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, somewhere over the rainbow, Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. This is for those of you in relationship. It's very important, my gorgeous aquamarinis, that there is a problem that is going to come up. There is a certain issue that is going to come up. It's very important for you to deal with it then and there. Very, very important. Because if you leave it, it's going to turn out to be something completely different. Okay, so it's very important to deal with this particular issue that it's actually going to come through. Some kind of negativity. On another hand, you see, I really like this because what is actually going to happen, the spiritual flow, it will kind of be very strong and powerful, and it's going to reflect on both of you. You're both going to have a very special moment, you know, and you're going to be part of like a slightly different dimension at that moment in time. Something is going to happen, something is going to take place, and there is a decision that you're going to make, and you're both going to surprise each other with this decision, but it's going to be good, it's going to be brilliant, it's going to be something very expanding going on. But most certainly it's going to be the step in the right direction, and it's going to make you both happier, and it's also at the same time going to surprise you both, but in a good way, This is actually quite good. Okay, so now I'm just going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to connect to those of you aquamarinis that are single and ready to mingle. I can tell you straight away, look at this, the moon, some little naughty little bastardo. It's going to be some little naughty snaky in a grassy. I don't like this person, so do you know what, let's just see what is beyond it, you know, when it comes to like a flirting. Yeah, flirting, this is what you need to do. Look, Magician, yes, show your skills, aquamarinis. This is brilliant. Look, this is your time, this is your energy, this is your dimension. This is when you're going to feel absolutely brilliant with the peak of your own power, and this is going to have such a beautiful impact and influence on you like there is no tomorrow. You are going to reach the peak of your radiance, and this is an important card because through your own flirting, something very important is going to take place. You're going to learn something quite significant about yourself, and this is purely because it's going to come from all sorts of different dimensions, but it's just the magician, you see, it's about learning something important about yourself. It's not sometimes, you know, things are not the way they are, you know, things are not the way they seem to be. It's much deeper, it's much more complex, it's much more vibrant, and it's much more powerful. At that moment in time, the picture is not crystal clear, and it's just required from us to dig a little bit deeper, to dig a little bit further. So most certainly there is something very important that you're going to find out through your own flirting, you know, and this is so significant because it's going to help you to boost your confidence, it's going to put you in touch with certain people, and also it's about this important realization. This is going to be quite significant, and you will see exactly what I mean, my gorgeous aquamarinis. You will see exactly what I mean. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Once again, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Use this powerful energy, you know, harness this powerful energy in the most beautiful way. And just remember to harness this powerful energy. I mean, just be as optimistic and as open-minded and as an active throughout the months. Okay, happy birthday once again. I love every single one of you, my gorgeous aquamarinis. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, and light. Okay, I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.